and talk about the state of Karnataka, because we have seen that how it was battered with non-stop rains. However, when it comes to the death toll, unfortunately, that has gone up to 7, with 3 lives having been lost in Bengaluru alone. And yet, amid the deluge and disruption, the state government has chosen to announce 5% hike in fees for government degree courses, a move that has drawn sharp criticism from the students and from the citizens alike, who are reeling under this crisis of another price hike. Now, over 500 homes that have been affected and submerged, roads that are underwater, traffic that has been brought to a complete chaos and standstill. That is the state of today's tech city, as we call the tech capital. And across Karnataka, 7 lives that have been unfortunately lost in rain-related incidents. But amid, when it comes to the unfolding humanitarian crisis, the government chooses the time to announce 5% fee hike for degree courses in government colleges. Now, this hike that has been declared by the Department Collegiate Education, which will come into effect from 2025-26 academic year, that has sparked outrage among students and raising serious concerns about government's priorities. Now, even when it comes to the fee hike that is now concerned, does it blur the line between private and government education, as far as when it comes to the responsibility and government grants for higher education are low? However, when it comes to those fees, is it necessary at the time when it comes to several of those colleges that are also said to be on the verge of closure because of expensive fees? Let's take a look at some of those core courses that we are looking at that will be bearing the brunt of this fee hike, excuse me, including the courses of BBA, BCom, BA, BBM, and BSc and law courses now come under the category where 5% fee hike would now be applicable from the academic year 2025-26. Now, in a strongly worded press release, the All India Democratic Students Organization has slammed the state government's decision to hike fees, arguing the decision that it already erases the already thinning line between public and private education. The student body has now warned that the government grants for higher education is already at dismal levels. Some colleges also reportedly struggling to even pay the retirees. It further points out that at least 7 government colleges are already on the brink of closure. The AIDSO contends that 5% increase will drive poor and middle-class students further away from the dream of higher education, and that the demanded rollback, or what they have been calling it as an unjust policy. Now, this issue goes just beyond when it comes to the issue of fee hike, because it was the Deputy CM, DK Shivkumar, who made a startling statement saying that the government never promised monthly payments under the Greh Lakshmi scheme, a sharp contradiction to what Rahul Gandhi has been asserting. Now, this clash has raised serious questions about the government's commitment to supporting the people amid growing unrest, and of course, the guarantees to which they say a promise that still remains unfulfilled.
ತಿಂಗಳು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾರು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ನು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. 2 ವರ್ಷ, 1 ವರ್ಷ, 3 ವರ್ಷ, 4 ವರ್ಷ, 5 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ.
हमारा पहला वायदा, पहली गारंटी गृह लक्ष्मी 2000 रुपए प्रति महीना 1 करोड़ महिलाओं को। आज मैं खुशी से कह सकता हूं कि करोड़ों महिलाओं के बैंक अकाउंट में कर्नाटका की सरकार ये पैसा डालती है।
Well, Neha is connected with us. Neha, 5% fee increase is not nominal. It's quite big as far as when it comes to students coming from different backgrounds and their aim at venturing into higher studies. Will that now become a distant dream, because many of them are protesting and demanding for a rollback?
Well, absolutely. Amita, of course, the reason that many students today are, in fact, driven to government colleges, one of the major reasons also, of course, we mustn't ignore in a time when education is soaring in itself, of course, when the cost of education is soaring, reason that many students from, diverse backgrounds opt for government colleges is primarily the economic constraints, of course, the financial constraints that the families face. And here, in the state of Karnataka, while it's one thing to hike the prices of essentials, like milk, like petrol, like diesel, a host of others as well. It's unfortunate that, education too now has not been spared. Of course, the government over here in the state of Karnataka has decided to hike the fees in government colleges for various courses like BA, like BCom and others as well by nearly about 5%. Now this, in fact, in retrospect, of course, comes as quite a steep hike because it was only last year as well that there was a hike of nearly about 15%. This is what student bodies have been saying. In 2 years, to see a hike of about 20%, is not going to be easy for many of them. This is, of course, something that's possibly now going to be discouraging many students as well. A lot of concerns being raised here. Of course, the government here drawing the wrath of the student community now. But as far as, of course, they are concerned, we really have to wait and see. The government on its part has claimed that this extra hike that's now been done, in fact, is going to be used for the development of colleges. But, a bigger question that arises is that if there aren't any colleges itself, where is the development going to happen? A host of colleges that have seen closure now, because probably for various reasons, like students not being able to afford the education now at government colleges also becoming a point of concern
so
here.
protest that has been raising, and as far as the question that also arises of the government's commitment of supporting its people amid a growing price hike when it comes to several amenities. Now, even when it comes to education, that will also become costly in several courses. For the moment, Neha, thank you very much for joining in. With that, we head into a show.